Let's go.
Yo. Mike's is right. Levels is right.
Yes, sirski.
We back, bro.
Hey, man.
We back.
Huh? We ate on it.
Episode number 8
you
of the
you
EFS podcast. Get a little round of applause for the gang going. Couple air horns for the gang going.
8, man.
You know, episode 8
symbol.
of the EFS podcast is back. We are the podcast for self-starters and those willing to make the most out of any situation.
Yes, sir.
It is your boy back in the house with another one for y'all, D. Burke, your host, my lovely co-host.
Come on, man.
The man, the myth, the legend, Waldo Black.
Waldo Black in the building. You feel
How
me?
the EP ringing off
It's
out
feeling
there?
good out here, man. People really responding. If you haven't done so yet, please go to anywhere you stream music and just listen to your boy. I got 17 minutes of good music for you.
It's a quick listen, too.
It's a good
quick
listen. Quick listen.
You know?
It's like I gave you enough to be there on your quick 15-minute break. Get that joint and come on back to work. You know?
It is a quick listen. Nice and
You know
easy
what I'm
listen. Smooth joints. We ain't going to talk about it on last pod. Give you your flowers. It's a good project you put out
I
there, man.
appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
And you got the merch coming?
Merch is coming. That's behind the scenes, but since y'all family, I'm gonna let y'all know a little in on something.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that just yet?
Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
My bad.
United Dreamers is the brand, man.
Me and my big ass mouth.
Because I feel like we are all dream. We all have a dream, right? Whether it's wanting to be a basketball player, wanting to be a big star in music, whether it's just wanting to feed your family and take care and have everything that you need, right? You know, everything that we are dreaming for. You know, we're united in the fight, in the push to get achieve that dream, and that's what United Dreamers is all about. So we are dreamers, and we are united in accomplishing our dreams. So it's going to be a bunch of merch that's coming out. I got tanks for the ladies. I got magnets for your refrigerator. I got it's a bunch of stuff. So just keep your eyes open. Go follow me. I am Waldo Black on all social media platforms. I am Waldo Black.
I am Waldo Black. All social media platforms. Merch on the way. EP is ringing off. So, what's the vibes today? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling good.
8?
Episode 8 sounds great. I'm rhyming now. I'm rhyming now. It's in my blood. I'm gonna do. But no, yeah, man, we here, man. And I think that we've had a good time together just recently. It was a good vibes recently. It's just seeing a lot more of you. You know what I mean? It's always good to see you. Especially when we get the doll, come out dolled up or dressed to the 10s, as you would say.
Dressed to the 10s, baby. 10s are better, Nah, Saturday was a vibe.
It was crazy.
Saturday was a vibe. Annual Gala rang off,
Yeah.
Shouts to the team. Hannah for helping me out, setting everything up.
It was
Vibes
good,
was
man.
immaculate. Different location this year.
Yeah, man.
So that, kind of gave some things to work through.
Yeah, I'm
busier.
going to talk all positives. I ain't going to say no negatives.
Nah, I mean, we could talk the negatives.
Listen,
There's always something to grow off and learn off of, but different location for sure, made things a little bit more challenging, tricky. Now being in this whole podcast thing, maybe even busier. So it was great to pull it off this year for year 3. Man, reception was amazing.
Cheers to you and your team, man.
Listen,
you guys
man,
accomplished something very, very awesome.
Nah, I think it was the best one yet as far as the overall vibes of the,
Shouts to DJ Illegal too. He snapped.
DJ Illegal, yeah, he did. He tore it up.
Shouts to Sam Smith Photography.
Sam Smith Photography. Thank you for getting the visuals.
That's my shooter. He be snapping out there.
Yeah,
he be doing his thing.
He be snapping on the editing too. Pics be coming out fire. Waiting for the video. I know that take a little bit more time being in the editing space myself now. All the photographers and all the videographers over my lifetime that I've pressed you about, why you ain't got the content out? I get it. Trust me, I get it now. So
you gotta sit on the other side.
I'm gonna lay off. I'm gonna lay off for y'all because I do understand it is a whole undertaking to put together a piece of quality content. And so sometimes you gotta learn. You ain't gonna learn until you learn. So I get it. So I'm gonna back off, Sam. We're waiting on the video. But Gala was fire.
Yes, sir.
You know me. I'm the big stepper when it comes to the dress up game.
You showed out, man. So, I was like, I can't be around you sometimes. When you start getting all dressed up and you want to, you know what I'm saying? You got the lion on cufflink, lion on the. Just stop, man. Just stop. You're already tall. You don't need no extra work. You know
but tall niggas can't dress, bro. That's the thing.
But they don't need to because they already. Listen, when you walk into the room, that is your dress. That's your attire right there. You what? 6'7"?
I mean, sure.
6'8"?
Sure, but 6'8" and fly as hell is a different vibe too.
It's not fair, is what it is. You already got the height. You don't need to add the drip.
I wasn't, I was born with the genetics for the height. Yeah. I wasn't born drippy. Okay. So, that takes a little bit more work. I can't help how tall I am, but I can help how I walk in the room. Yeah. And, I'm coming to, let them know. It was
a different game.
I like to throw that shit on.
I look good myself. I was the only one in there with a hat. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, the bigger the hat, maybe they won't notice how tall you are. And they look at me. But I came in there, did my thing, and I looked good. You know what I'm saying? But it was a different. When I saw you, I was like, oh, it's a different level. It's different. It's levels to this game.
It is. It is. Game, and I've claimed it multiple times. Like I do get extra when it comes to the the overall presentation. I'm very meticulous about what I choose to throw on. Sometimes I don't really give a fuck, but when I'm stepping out for any kind of event or anything, it gets a little, I'm very detailed. They call me Dapper Details for a reason. So, I embrace the moniker now just because it's been a couple years. And then just even, I be thinking this shit regular for me. You know what I'm saying? Because not even to make it seem like on some cocky shit, but I be thinking it's regular just because. And I get it from my mom, literally. Right. Like, my mom, you see the pictures in the crib. Like, when I was a young dude, it's like, she got me on some fly shit early. So that was my standard growing up. Right. And then as I started to get older myself, I just started to take pride in, like, how I choose to, present myself to the world. Just because it ain't always about showing off or anything like that. It's like, the better I look, the better I feel, the more confidence I have in my, in anything that I'm doing, It's like Deion said, you look good, they play good, they pay good, you know what I'm saying? Yep. And that's on the athletic side of things, but just in general life, bro, I like to throw that shit on,
No, you definitely did that,
I'm very meticulous, but also I've seen a lot of, like, tall people that can't dress, you know? A lot of people can't dress in general, if you're just being honest.
Very true.
A lot of people don't throw that shit on. A lot of people don't give a fuck about it, which is fine too. I don't judge.
They don't know though. Some people just don't know how to be fresh.
Oh, they don't care. A lot of people don't care. Because that's what I've seen over my life. Like, people just like, yo, like, I don't really, I'm not really into that shit. So I just put on whatever. And I'm just like, yo, that must be so refreshing,
Must be so,
because it's oftentimes a burden to, like, feel like you gotta go, And I'm thinking to me again, going back to the point, I think it's regular because that's just how I came up. So I only really started to realize that I put a lot more into the shit that I wear and just how I present myself. Maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, maybe.
Okay, 7 years. You gotta
of my 30 whatever years of life now. Yeah. So to me, it's just I'm learning on the later end. Like, oh, like I like to get fly, Right. But I also come from New York too. Like, New York,
it's embedded.
So fly city. Yeah. Like,
you'll get disrespected real quick if you try.
They gonna let you, bro. Fuck you got on, like that type of shit. Yeah. I came up in that. I come from that, and it's just like a fly aura that I like to portray. And it's just me. So I like to throw that shit on. But I do think that was one of my. On the formal side of things, I bodied that. I bodied that. The color, the details. It
was crazy.
The way the light hit. So
I was dressed, full suit.
No,
and
facts.
I still felt underdressed when I saw you. I was like, what the? I was like, what? When did I?
Your shit was good though. You had the black and navy, like
black and navy. I had the vest on. I had the hat. I had the tie.
Don't sleep on yourself.
Watch. I was looking good right up until I saw you, and I was just like, oh, that is different. Because it was the accents that you had tied into each other, like with the lion lapel to the lion cufflink with the shoes. Yeah, it was just a lot happening, and I was just like,
gold on green and the tie. You see the hits.
It was like, stop. It was overwhelming for me. I was sitting there like, you gotta calm down.
I know some people would be hating on me
and
too.
And to the point where you not only did you look good, but then you coordinated with your date, and I was just like, what? How has he got the gold? Oh, this is crazy. It was very disrespectful to everybody else in the room.
Yeah,
it was very disrespectful. Just so you know,
I don't play around when it comes to throwing on any of that shit. It's a very good thing.
So people don't like. So what I'm gonna tell you, my OG told me, right? He said, if you don't have no style, because it's different to being fresh. You can just be fresh, right?
It's there's
huge differences, right?
It's like nuances. Different pockets of the fashion thing that you gotta understand.
So if you do not have style, and you want to be fresh, This is the technique that I was learned, until I figured out I had a style. This is a gem. This is what you do if you want to have to be fresh, not to have style, to be fresh. Until you develop your style, go into the store and look at the mannequin that you like the most. The mannequin is designed to be the way it's supposed to be, right? You're supposed to look at the mannequin and say, this is fresh. This is good looking. They literally have a team of people that are putting these outfits together for the mannequin. So that way, when you can just literally look at the mannequin and buy every item from the mannequin and put it on, and then you'll be mannequin fresh. That does not mean you'll have style. You'll just you'll be mannequin fresh. You'll have the nicest whatever outfit of this, line of this season. Start there, and then slowly try to add certain things and change certain things up as you go along in your fashion journey. It's not gonna come just like that. You're gonna have to work at it and figure out what your niche is. Until then, man, just go ahead, look at the mannequin that you like the most and buy off the rack like that, man. Just for now.
Good.
Work your way up, man.
That's good. I'm glad you gave him something.
Come on, man.
I look at the mannequin often and I'm just like, like what they did right there. You
developed your style now, too.
Yeah, so again, I'm extra. I put a lot into this shit.
There's cats that's track record, still wearing Axe spray out here. So I'm giving game.
If you're still wearing Axe
if you're doing you, do you, man.
I ain't gonna shoot that.
I'll shoot because, listen, I used to be one of them cats, man. Old Spice spray. I never was in the Axe spray. I used to be one of them.
Hey, man.
Right?
I'm glad you left that.
I left a long time ago. I realized it wasn't gonna get me anywhere, right?
Nah.
Now I got a little Valentino, a little Tom Ford. I got a few things to change up my. You know what I'm saying? I like Givenchy too, just because the smell is good. The Givenchy pie. But anyway, the point of the matter is, you level up. You're not gonna stay where you start. And some people are stuck at where they started at. They figured out it works, so I'm gonna use it. Man, just try something different. Just walk into Nordstrom and just see what's on. See what's available to you. You may not be able to buy much, but you start with a sample size and you learn what it is, and then you go from that and you keep growing in your fashion journey, man. It's no just
doubt.
And
it ain't even got to be Nordstrom if I'm just keeping it funky, because people the way I look, and this is maybe going over. This is my my fashion on the fashion side. That's when my real Leo comes out. Because it's you've seen the lion hits.
I kind of got it.
Leo, the lion is not my favorite actual animal, but I am a Leo, so I do embrace that in a lot of ways. And definitely on the fashion side. So that is like the bravado of all right, this man is confident in what he's putting on. He's confident in how he presents himself, and he embodies that fly shit. You know, but it doesn't often people think my shit is and I'm not going front. I do. Got the designer shit, the fly shit, but it ain't gotta be that expensive. I'm not going and busting down thousands on every outfit and all that shit. Have I at times in my past? Yeah, sure. Last year's Gala outfit, certainly trumped the price ticket on the one, on this one. Yeah. But this one was stellar, knocked it out the park. And it was clean, looked great. Hits of colors in the right places. It all tied together very well.
See, that's
but
what
you ain't
style
gotta
comes
go.
in.
Right.
That's what style comes in.
It ain't always, and that's the next thing too, because a lot of these people with money, a lot of times, they think just the fly shit, just going and buying whatever the most expensive shit in the store, and that shit still look trash. So oftentimes it is about, the auras that you present with whatever you putting on,
Yep.
And that's literally what I like to embody. I ain't got always the most expensive shit on, but whatever you see on me, you're gonna be like, yo, where you get that from? I'll tell you later, or I won't tell you at all if I don't want to reveal my sources. But shit be fly, and shit just it sits well, and it goes with me. So but I look fly. I'm sorry, I'm also taking over the title of the best party host. We getting Diddy out of here. I'm sorry.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
No Diddy.
I'm taking over the title of the best host. It is what it is.
I'm coming for that spot too. Hold on now. Best host? No, just kidding.
We can team up.
Team up. Let's do it. Let's do it.
The event was an overall success. You got out there a little bit. You helped me.
I had to show out a little bit.
No, it was fire. And it was impromptu too. So I'm in the crowd. And the thing was, I gotta host for real. I gotta mingle. Yeah. I'm trying to make sure that the people feel entertained the whole time without having to feel as heavy to do it myself, being on mic and rocking
two galas 1 year.
That's crazy. It'd be a lot to put into it, man.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
There's a lot that goes into that. There's a lot of steps, a lot of like.
That'd be a crazy jump.
It would be. I would be down to do it outside of the confines that I have to operate in within. Okay. You know, not to put too many details.
Maybe
into
not.
It,
maybe not put it in to do an EFS pod party or something.
Yeah, I would do an EFS gala. Like facts.
Let's get it.
Facts. You know,
that'd be crazy. Come on, EFS family. I need y'all to support.
You know,
get these numbers up so we can.
I definitely think I could throw a good event, you know,
yeah, I agree.
under the umbrella that we got. So I think that, you know, it may be down the line. Right now, it's like hard to think about because I
know, right? You just finished or just fresh off one.
And every year it creep up on you so fast that I just feel like the last one was a smasher over. We end to the end of the year, and then when December started hitting, I got to think about the next one. It's like, all right, we got to pull off the next one by March, April. So it'd be a lot into it, a lot of detail, a lot of coordinating with, you know, my partner on the you know, the overall event, the details of the event. And I let her rock a lot with the overall setting, like the venue. You know, I didn't choose this time.
Yeah,
you know, she chose that, and she chose the look of the overall venue.
I like the look. She did an amazing job.
Yeah. The details.
I'm gonna tell you, because we here on this podcast to be real.
Keep it funky.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know. Let's just say, like, I'm gonna put it as delicate as possible. I was mad I did not have my hot sauce in my bag. Let me say that. Shouts to Beyonce. I did not have my hot sauce in my bag, and that was definitely needed because it was not the most diverse palette
or appetizing palette.
I mean, just be
real.
I
got those reviews.
I'm gonna be real because I'm like,
I got those reviews,
especially compared to last year.
Yeah, food was stellar last year.
It was a decline. Drinks slamming. Everything was moving. DJ, the dance floor, the venue, the space. A lot more space to really like duck away, kind of get
more
chill.
Open,
it was beautiful. That was the only hit or demerit I could give, right?
I could take that.
It took it from a 5 to like a 4. You know what I'm saying? Just because
I could take that on the chin. Food compared to last year was not, wasn't the same vibe. Last year we had a big ass sushi boat.
It was crazy.
The food was impeccable last year.
It was crazy, bro.
I do understand that wasn't the same.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
and a lot of times when you're picking venues like that, like we don't really get to choose what the menu is. We got to go with what the in-house menu is. So, we trying to choose the best like shit on the menu, but it might not be the best shit out.
Yep.
More or less,
Yep.
So we did what we could, and I'll take that as a knock as long as the rest of the party was a vibe.
The rest of the party was fire.
And the thing we learned the last couple of years, like people don't really go to them shits to eat. Like, and I like to provide people food because, I don't want you to be in there hungry and like we got to be here for 4 or 5 hours rocking. It's like, nah, eat up, So last year, first year too, we had mad food that ended up getting wasted. I was mad the first year because I'm looking around like, oh, we bought all this food. And not mad at the people, just mad at like now all this food got to get dumped out. I got to think for seeing food get wasted because, there's a lot of people out here that's starving for shit. And
we over there throwing food away.
Right. So the first year I was a little upset because it was like, damn, like I told them we ain't need this much food. And then we ordered this much food because going with what the venue suggested. And it's like, now look, So I was really trying to make sure that shit can get donated or something, like taken somewhere where people could actually eat.
Right.
Second year, we smashed it as far as the overall amount of food. But even with that, there was still a little bit too much,
Yeah.
It was still a little too much. And then I was like, damn, like I thought people would have ate a little bit more because last year we had the highest number of attendees. Like this year was less on the attendees, still a great number overall. But the last year we had way more people. So I'm like, all right, now the food going to be justified. But people wasn't really eating. Like people in there to get litty. And, I credit that to the vibe that we create because by the time we walk in, it was like, it's time to party. Like, we there for
crazy
4 or 5 hours. Like we rocking for this amount of time. So, this year going into it, we chose a different venue, different space. So we wasn't operating with the same kitchen as last time.
Right,
so we had to try some shit out. It ended up not being the best food situation all across the board. Some people liked it, some people didn't. It was like mixed reviews. Like last year was like everybody was like, oh, I bet.
Was like, yeah.
So I mean, I'll take that. I'll take the.
But I'm glad you could take the constructive criticism because I know if anything I know about you, bro, is that when you find something isn't right, you do everything you can to fix it. Right. So I know next year, whatever you end up doing, however y'all end up moving, you're gonna make sure that's corrected and that's taken care of. So I'm not even worried.
Yeah, I mean, it just requires a little bit of planning ahead of time, but you know, that's down the line. You learn something every time you plan an event that goes successful, and it's not just like big events like that. Like I learned from house parties that I've done.
Come on,
like,
now.
You know, so I like I do like having the events, but I do enjoy bringing people together and you know, having moments. You know, create moments for people to. So I do think that it is a space that I champion for myself and encourage, just because I like to throw dope parties, you know. That way people, you know, continue to feel connected to anything that I'm doing, anything that I'm taking part in, just because I create opportunities for people to have a good time, you know. And that's one of the things that I love about doing the gala. And shout out to everybody. I looked amazing that night. You know, a lot of fits. I was fly, but it was a lot of people well dressed in there, and I was like walking around like, oh wow, because
they showed out, yo.
They showed out. And I like to credit it to myself, because when they see me popping out on my best, that they came last year, it's like, oh, nah, Dwight ain't playing. Like, I had to level my fit up.
Exactly.
So this year, people really, they understood the assignment type vibe. So they popped in there, and I'm like, I bet this is fire. But yeah, Gala was a smash, man. Shout out to y'all for coming out. Great time. I ain't get as drunk as I did the year before, so I'm happy about that. You know, ate a bunch of Wendy's on the way out. It was because I didn't eat. Everybody be eating and giving me reviews. I rarely get to eat at these things.
Yeah, because you be moving around so
I'll be
much,
moving around, man. It's hard to even grab a bite, but you know, shouts to the Gala.
On to next year, man. I can't wait.
On to next year. We still got the rest of this year. I don't even know how to think about the next year Gala at this point. But yeah, it's a vibe. But what else is going on out here, man? It's a lot of things that we got to get to on the hoop side. It's a great time to be alive.
We talking basketball.
I know the internet is still going crazy about the whole Drake thing. He still ain't responded yet. Like, he all over the gram doing this, doing that. Diddy's in trouble. Oh, what else is going on? Trump is wilding still, going to Joe Biden. But right now, it is a great time to be alive as a basketball fan.
Yes, sir.
Ex-player. Someone who just enjoys the game. Like, it's a great time to be alive, man. We're right in the midst of March Madness. April is right here, right now. So we at the end of March Madness pretty much. And now the NBA season is heating up. Everybody jockeying for playoff positioning. So great time to take in some great basketball and just understand that it is high stakes all across.
Yes, it is.
Which is when you get the best of the best, performing the best, or the worst. And then you really find out who's who. You know,
so we want to start.
My boys, man, y'all ain't get it done. We're gonna start there.
Oh wow, Marquette.
My boys. I mean, we gotta address it from the last episode. I was calling for Final Fours and all that shit. I had They made me a liar, man. They made me a liar. They got my boy Tyler Kolek all over Bleacher Report and the internet, tearing his jersey off.
Jersey, man.
The dummies out there think he's wearing a sports bra. I had to educate a few people online that he's not wearing a sports bra, you know, because, you know, the internet was full of jokes. Like, oh, the man went. I'm like, yo, I had to go in the comments. And I don't jump in the comments like that. I'm like, nah, chill.
You was like, out there yelling like KD?
Not even yelling, just like, let me educate you something real quick while you're on here getting your jokes off, like with the sports bra thing. Like, it was not a sports bra, first and foremost. It's an activity tracker so they can track how well players need to recover. Like, it's a device that has technology in it.
Yeah.
So people think, you know, and I had to educate a few people. Only because it's a gang, because I'm not leaving gang out there to dry where I'm not, you know, getting a chance to say
What did you think of him ripping the jersey, though?
I feel him. Shit.
Yeah.
I feel him. Like, I feel him.
You've been there. You've been in this position before.
Yes, but no, not like them. Because they've been higher ranked than we ever was headed into the tournament.
Right.
Like, I think it's an underachievement for the program. You know, I'm not calling for nobody head of nothing. I still stand behind Shaka Smart as our coach. I still love the team that we put out there on the floor.
Right.
And the thing about our team is we over exceed kind of what our talent level is versus what other teams have. And I think that that goes to great coaching. I think it goes to the program, the unity, and just buying into the Marquette culture, you know?
Right.
And I think that our team success is not fugazi in the way to say, like, we got a bunch of talent. Like, we play well, we play hard, we do the right things. We just did not play well against North Carolina State. And
what would have been the proper way to deal with DJ? That's the real question to me. Because I feel like that was they attempted something that other teams didn't do in the tournament.
I don't even think DJ was the main issue. I think we was the main issue.
You don't think DJ would have been an issue if they didn't choose to play in the way they did?
No, I'm not saying that. There was some tactical things that I'll address momentarily, but the number one thing I want to focus on is the fact that we just played like tight. Like it was not Marquette basketball. The way we played all season, the way we executed all season, the way we showed confidence in what we do all season, it was not the same thing. And when you go to the tournament, it goes higher and higher as far as the level of moment that it actually is. The deeper you get into the tournament.
Right.
So when you get to the Sweet 16, it's like this ain't the first or second round. It's the next weekend, and now you really have to like think about, damn, like if we win this game, we're in the Elite Eight, and then that rises the pressure, and then the pressure can, they say, either make diamonds or break pipes. Like that shit broke pipes the night we played, like it did. And I saw an interesting thing online that it was from Tim Legler, and he was talking about he was talking about actually some shit that we'll get to in a moment with the Caitlin Clark, but the comment that he made was that she dropped 40 last night. We'll talk about that in a moment. But getting ahead of myself, but I'll backtrack because I feel like it matches what we did not see from Marquette that night, which was what Tim Legler said was her mind, referring to Caitlin Clark, he said her mind did not interrupt her muscle memory. So
her mind,
her brain didn't get in the way of what she just knows how to naturally fucking
do it. Yeah,
you know, and that's what happens in the biggest moments. The pressure starts to get the players, so that a lot of times this starts to take over rather than just doing what you go out there and do over and over and over and over again every single day consistently. Shit you know how to do, shit you do at your most confident when this doesn't take over.
Yeah,
because basketball players, like, again, that when we talked about this a couple of episodes ago, that pressure, you know, that pressure to perform can either make you overcome it and do great things, or you can succumb to the moment and end up playing tight and scared and not looking like you are actually out there flowing in the game, but looks like everything is like a decision, everything is like a big like make or break moment, second guessing. There was a lot of that shit I seen on the offensive side of the ball, which is where I was like appalled, like of what I was looking at. And again, I'm not bashing the team, still love our unit. I know what happened because I've been there as a player.
Yeah,
like the brain started to take over, and then you stop doing what you know how to naturally do. And that team that we lost to is not better than us. Like,
you don't think NC State's better than us?
Hell no. Hell no.
I mean,
hell no. I still stand by that.
They still are outperforming. They went on to,
of course,
to the Final Four,
no doubt. And like I said a couple episodes ago, as a players, when you keep, and the thing about North Carolina is they've been on a run. They've been winning since before the conference tournament. They might have not made the tournament had they not won the ACC tournament.
Right.
They might have not won. I mean, made it. So they wouldn't even have had a chance to get to the Final Four if they didn't put together and string together a few games. But that gives you confidence as a unit when you're seeing the success in what you're doing.
But it's led by one person in particular.
I mean, if you want to say that,
you don't think it's led by him? Well, maybe two. I'll say two. But you don't think that?
I mean, he's one of the best. I mean, he's all in the media right now because he's playing well at the biggest moment. So DJ Burns is a thing. But first and foremost, again, I don't think that would have been an issue had we not been playing tight.
The tightness
second issue
is the main
hell
key
yeah.
point to you. Okay.
Hell yeah. Turning the ball over, just like driving places and not having no plan, just trying to throw it, like that's all that's tight. You playing tight. We played tight that whole game, and it got tighter and tighter once we realized, oh shit, we down in the second half to a team we're not supposed to beat as the 11, not supposed to lose to as the 11 seed. Them being 11 seed, like, come on, that shit ain't supposed to happen like that. And not taking anything away from what they did, but we did not play to our level,
full potential. Yeah,
nah. And then we again, like you're saying, the thing with DJ Burns, like I don't agree with our strategy of what we did as a defensive unit.
Double teaming DJ. Stop him, put him on 4 points. I'm not
even saying that we shouldn't have double teamed him. It's just the commitment, the level of commitment to doubling him in non-threatening situations was what, you know, because as a big, and this, I learned this at Marquette when I was there, like you don't double bigs that far away from the basket, especially if they're not proven shooters or
double teaming on 3-point line doesn't make sense,
right? Or near the 3-point line or outside of the paint where they're normally used to operating and being effective. Like you just sending doubles just to send doubles, and then that's when things open up. Because when you saw what happened in the game, Burns had 4 points, but all the other players around the wing started getting open looks. Already a confident team from the track record that they had over the past month or so, building momentum and all that shit. So they were like, all right, we riding high. And they playing what they call house money. We're supposed to lose this game. So they playing with loose at this point. Everything is a bonus for them right now. So
no expectation, right?
No expectation. Anybody expecting to make this far? We got the upper hand here. Like here, we got a little pressure here because everything we doing means like, oh, you just extending a great situation that you've created for yourself. You're not supposed to make the Final Four as NC State. Ain't nobody had them projected to do that.
No.
So they got into the game with us, and they're like, I bet. We got open looks, we got drives, we got penetration, they doubling, we kicking it out. So we're going to operate now. And they got into a good rhythm early and put us on our heels. And then we just got punched in the face over and over and over again. Like we fought back a little bit, but our best players all played terribly outside of Tyler. He had a great first half, but didn't have a great second half.
So give me your breakdown. If you were the coach, and I know that's a big ask, but I want to get perspective because you're saying that they played it incorrectly. How would you have positioned the team, or what decisions would you have made to get the dub in that scenario?
I don't want to say incorrectly because it could have worked. It just didn't, and they didn't really change their strategy. Right. I just think that for me, I'm letting DJ Burns play one-on-one all game, especially with a big that I know can guard him in our center. Oso's not a slouch on defense. He's big, he's tall.
One-on-one?
Of course not one-on-one, like, just let him do whatever he want.
But
apply your normal help defensive principles and see what he's going to do. Make him beat you over a 40-minute game.
And adapt if there is need.
And run the hell out of his ass on offense, put him in a bunch of pick and rolls on the offensive side so he has to work defensively. Because that's going to take away a lot of his
gas for when he goes up the court. Yeah.
I'm going to make him the focal point of everything I can do offensively as best as possible. Pick and rolls. I'm giving the ball to Oso. He's a good ball handling big, so he's quicker than them. He can create angles and drive and all that stuff. Ain't the best scorer, but he can create penetration.
Yeah.
I'm working that all game. Pick and rolls and attack him. See what he's going to do defensively. We might get something out of it. You might get him in foul trouble. And then again, you're going to take away some of that energy he might have for the offensive end. I'm going to play my normal principles, make him beat us, and I'm going to live with that. Whatever happens there, but if he starts killing, of course, I'm going to,
make adjustments, of course.
Right. But I don't believe that was going to happen right out the gate. Not with our unit.
Nah.
Not if we just played the normal way we know how to play defensively.
Yeah.
And that's that. But I don't know if that would have mattered if we played tight on offense.
We would have seen it. We would have seen it though. I just didn't like that they didn't change anything. They kept the same style of play the entire game.
It was too late.
And it was like, okay.
Too late. Got away from him.
You knew what was coming.
Got away from him.
But now if the Final Four set. Who do you think is going to win the Final Four?
I'm going with UConn. Shout out to Danny Hurley.
Okay. Prep
school coach. Like my dog in the fight, my real dog is out, so now I got to roll with the home team. Yeah. Danny Hurley, UConn, let's go for 2 in a row, back-to-back on the ass. And that's that. We got UConn, we got NC State, we got Purdue. Like, great teams.
You don't think Purdue can take it? Zach? I just saw a video of Zach, too. He had a little joint. He was walking into one of his dorm rooms or something like that. It was crazy.
I mean, they got a good shot.
Going viral.
I don't think they're a better team than UConn, though. No.
You don't think it's better? Well, I'm curious. Between DJ and Zach, who do you think is going to?
DJ and Zach?
Yeah.
I think Zach going to eat DJ alive.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think DJ got more body, though.
I mean, he might have more body, but end of the day, I think Purdue's going to do what we did not.
Okay.
They're going to do what they do, but I also think they're going to do what we did not. And the way they use Edie is a lot of movement.
Yep.
They understand he's a big body, so to load up on him as far as just throwing the ball into the post all the time is going to be effective, but so much.
Yeah.
A lot of his points for the last game when he dropped 40 was on the move. He's running them in pick and rolls. Got to help on the guard. We dropping it off to him while he's on the move to the basket, which is a great way to get bigs involved very easily, very early, without having to throw the ball into them in the post.
Yeah, and back
if
down.
You got a big that can post up all the time, great. But bigs who are a little bit athletic, a little bit mobile, who can catch and finish, like put them in the pick and roll. We're going to create penetration. We're going to create help. That's either a lob over the top with his big ass, he's going up there and catching it, or you're dropping it down in that little pocket. And then he's going to get it 1, 2, maybe 2 dribbles, but 1 dribble, and he's in an area where he can score and attack and go up and finish.
Finish.
So I think they're going to do that. And Purdue has good enough perimeter players that you got to respect them. So it's not just going to be like, slouching, like slack on Edie because then the same thing happens. If the guards get going, then one, you're still down or you're still in a battle back and forth with them, and then the whole team gets confidence, the whole team gets rhythm. So, but I think Purdue got it. I think the Cinderella, I know they want to call themselves a non-Cinderella team. I think their run is over. They made it this far. It's a great accomplishment. Listen, you saved your coach's job. You saved your coach's job. And crazy. And you made a good run. It's over now.
Okay.
It's over now.
We're going to see.
It's over now.
I'm excited.
But I'm rolling with UConn. I'm excited. It's a
good
weekend of
basketball. UConn for the girls too?
It gets tricky now because that girl Paige Beckers is a she did my girl Juju. She did her bad last night.
What about Caitlin though? Because you still got Caitlin on the other side.
Oh no, Caitlin is it. You
going Caitlin over UConn?
Do you see what Caitlin did last night?
I mean, I didn't see it, but I did see highlights.
40
piece
against the team that put out the last year before that.
Oh yeah, it was very
Angela
vengeful.
Reese and the whole Angel Reese, and the whole thing. It was
very vengeful. I also feel like when I start seeing the storylines just look too good, there's a little bit of conspiracy in the back of my mind and everything that I look at, but I'm gonna leave that for another day.
I mean, I do wish that matchup would have happened in the Final Four, not the Elite Eight.
Yeah,
that whole Iowa's bracket was Iowa and LSU's bracket pretty much was kind of like finicky to me. I don't believe they should have met if he was really trying to make the moment out of it, make it happen in the Final Four.
It would have been crazy.
Iowa's path to even get there was crazy. And to even get past LSU to get to the Final Four, like, they riding hot right now.
Yeah.
They riding hot right now.
It was
Caitlin's a dog.
It was interesting.
Caitlin's a dog.
No, this is no diss to Caitlin in Iowa. They earned that win in every capacity. I just look at all these, like when the storylines match up, I'm always like, what would have happened if it was different?
What would be different?
Like I look at the way things land in sports sometimes, and it's just like, I'm looking at like things like WWE, where it's like it looks almost like it's tailored to the moment so that it can land right where we need it to land. I don't know, because when you're talking about multi-billion-dollar industries and there's so much riding on the line, and there's people that are like...
So you think it was staged?
No, I'm not saying that.
That's what it sounds like.
I'm not saying that. I just look at things and go, I wonder. That's all I'm saying. I wonder.
Ain't nothing staged when I'm pulling up from 30 feet. And
that you have to make the basket. I gave my proffer. That'd be my word of the day, my proffer, that it was earned. That's not what I'm saying. I just have a healthy... conspiracy theorist in me that goes, I wonder. That's all I wonder. That's all I does. And that's it. And that's it. In terms of the analytics of the game and everybody's doing their roles and performing, and I give him credit. Caitlin is the best NCAA basketball player, female basketball player of all time, right? We saying that now?
She's up there.
Right?
She's up there. I think it'd be a little bit of a disrespect to the quality of players that came before her to give her the title that quickly.
When do you get there? She only got, this is her last year, so she has to win the title this year.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying she's in the conversation. But you gotta. Yeah. There's a lot of players like that.
There's tons of players.
Dogs. We can go back to Cheryl Miller, like when that was,
Are we going to go back
Diana
there?
Taurasi, Maya Moore, like
when's like what I'm trying to say. What I'm trying to say is like, how do we determine who's goated?
That's why I don't get into the whole GOAT shit.
There you go.
I do think that she's one of the top women college players historically. She has to be. She broke the scoring record
of this era.
Of this era, yes. Okay. Right now, yeah, hands down. This era, then. Hands down.
Of this era,
I think Juju's up next. Her next 3 years is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
I think she's right there behind her as far as what she could be by the time she finishes school. But Caitlin got it right now.
Yeah,
Caitlin got it right now. She ain't. I'm not riding with her to win the championship though. If I'm just being honest.
Interesting.
Nah.
So she's gonna lose the championship even though she's
Dawn Staley all day.
Wow.
My girl Dawn Staley. I hope she get one.
Okay, this is gonna be an interesting take.
South Carolina.
So you're putting UConn to win it all.
On the men's side.
On the men's side. And South Carolina to win it all.
Yeah. I would love to see that on the female side.
Interesting.
I would love to see that. I would love to see that. I don't think people talk about what's going on enough for South Carolina. They've been undefeated for 2 years. The only time they lost in the last 2 seasons was to Caitlin Clark last year.
That's why the matchup is going to be perfect if they end up doing well.
Yeah, and I'm hoping Dawn get her. That's riding with my people, I guess. But I think I like what she's doing over there at the program. I think that whole shit that happened with LSU early in the season when that whole little bullshit fight and Kim Mulkey said what she said, which I didn't like. That's when she lost my support, if I'm just being honest. But
I don't like how they scripted the narrative.
Nah, it was ugly.
It was very ugly. Nasty.
And I don't like
it was a lot, man.
And it was instigated by LSU, which is the crazy shit. So for her to come out and make that statement about what I ain't even gonna rehash what she said because I ain't like it,
But I also didn't like how they were rehashing the situation with LSU. The recent articles they put out for about LSU calling them dirty debutantes and all that craziness.
I mean,
that was classless.
I know what that is.
I know
what that is,
man.
That's we're gonna keep it a buck. It's skin color.
Yeah. Let's be real. Color, that was very much.
If we keeping it funky,
pointed.
That's what it is. Yeah. And that's kind of like the stigma around that team, and it's been that way since they won last year. And the bravado that they play with, and just the cockiness and et cetera, right. Which I do understand how that can set people up to make you feel like y'all the villains. Especially when again, skin color. So I get that. I don't like how their white coach would then play into that when that whole thing went down. Oh, I wish you would have pushed. I wish you would have pushed Angel Reese. Whatever. Like that type of shit.
Like feeding into the beef.
Right. Like y'all was doing the dirty work, like the hair pulling, all that other shit that was going on y'all side. South Carolina kind of reacted to the physicality of the game in the moment, and then you made it seem like they was wilding, like. And that I didn't like about the whole shit.
Yeah, that was going earlier in the season.
Sorry, y'all, we going racial again. We back there again.
Yeah, I know, right?
But
sorry,
the black team with the white coach then instigating verbally post game that shit versus how Dawn Staley handled it. Saying that's not our program. That's not how we don't condone that. We don't, And I'm sure when she got back to the locker room, she had a stern talk with the team. Like that probably wasn't too nice. Like. The fuck are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? Like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a level of class that you have to personify when you get on this kind of level, especially from my program.
Stage, yeah.
Especially from my program. I don't give 2 shits if they was pulling your hair, all that other shit. Let me take care of that as a coach. I get a technical if I need to. Y'all go out there and y'all play the game as best as you can. I'm here to protect y'all as the coach.
Right.
When you start acting the ass out there on the court, then it's a different story because then narratives start to get painted, So I like how she handled it to try to dead any of the narratives that could have got created on her side. Right. That's not how we play. That's not how we, did the right things, said the right things, and handled that shit in the house, versus what Kim Mulkey did, which is where she lost my support. Shout out to Angel Reese. Shout out to Fly J. Johnson, all that, young black women coming up here, doing good things,
great things
on the athletic side. So I support them in that, but I ain't fuck with how y'all coach handled that shit. And she lost my support. So, not to say I wanted y'all to lose, but the way Caitlin Clark went out there and handled y'all, I feel like that was, a little bit of karma from earlier in the season.
Okay.
From earlier in the season. So that's my perspective on that.
I wonder.
But nah, women's side, we going to South Carolina. I hope she get it done.
I can't wait to see the games though.
Nah, I hope
it's gonna be exciting games, and it's about time NCAA, at least for me, especially on this is the tail end of that NCAA career for Caitlin. So to figure out how this is gonna end, how she's gonna bookend this whole NCAA chapter of her career. I'm just excited to see how it's gonna end, and we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
Nah, it's gonna be interesting.
But I want to transition it, honestly.
You get it done, she get it done. She don't, then she off to make millions anyway.
She's already made millions, so she's fine.
She's set up for a great career the rest of the way. And I like her as a player. Like what she embodies. I don't like how she complains as much, but I feel like she's gonna work out of that.
At some point, yeah.
The young kid thing. But yeah, we transition though.
I want to talk about NBA, man.
NBA?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
Lakers at the 9th spot.
Mm-hmm. Right where they belong.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that you think they're gonna be good.
Warriors in the mix too.
Make it. Yeah, they're 10th. They're in
9th and 10th. They're right there.
They're right there. Do you think it's gonna? Because you was talking about they wasn't gonna make the playoffs and all that.
I think there's a chance they could not make the playoffs.
You still think that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm interested.
Depending on how things go, depending on who shows up, depending on who don't. Like these games are crucial now.
Crucial.
Every game is a playoff game going forward for that team to stay alive.
I
to make the play-in.
To make the play-in for the playoffs.
Like
the play-in for the playoffs.
And anything could happen in the play-in. So they could miss the playoffs. Is all I'm saying.
They can still do it.
Like
I'm leaning on the potential that they're gonna probably get to playoffs. But a run past that, I do not foresee.
It's over.
Just the playoffs. Because you still got Joker. And then OKC, surprisingly, is going crazy.
They're not battle tested, so we're gonna see how that looks in the playoffs.
You don't think that's gonna be enough in the playoffs?
They're young. They're
hungry.
Facts. Everybody's
not everybody's hungry.
Not everybody's
hungry.
A lot of people are hungry in the playoffs.
Is it time for Shea to get his, comeuppance?
He definitely come up in front of our eyes.
Yo, you wild.
So
Pause.
He definitely come up in front of our eyes.
He's not come up in over here. I tell you that.
He definitely
wilding.
Come up in whatever.
No Diddy over there, man.
No Diddy, man.
Come up in over there.
I gotta start pausing and watching my words on here.
Yeah, you over here wilding.
Yeah,
come up in our eyes.
Nah, but Shea is out there doing. He's doing his thing.
Shea to me has been a star, right? He hasn't been superstar, but I think he's on the cusp of superstar now.
He's on the way.
And if he can get past the second round, maybe into the second round, maybe does that solidify him a superstar?
It depends on what the matchup look like. Nothing's set really like that in the West just yet, so I don't know who they're gonna end up playing. Playoffs is all about matchups, really.
He's number one. I mean, not but they're number one.
They're number one.
So that means they might end up playing, depending on how the games fall, maybe some rest games, maybe they drop one or two. They might end up playing the Warriors or the Lakers, depending on
how it looks.
Yeah,
depending on how it looks.
Who you got in a series? Lakers or Thunder?
If it was the Lakers,
yeah,
I'm still saying Thunder this year.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't give them no credit, huh?
Yeah, I'm not even giving credit. I'm giving them what they've earned, which is not much confidence headed into the postseason.
They won.
They won what?
The most important.
No, because I told you once that's over, it's all about what happens.
But here's what I'm trying to say is what they've shown with that cup is what they can do in the event they need to put it all on the line.
Put too much pressure on yourself when there's no consistency.
That's interesting too.
When there's not your track record.
Run that back. Hold on. Run that back one more time.
You put too much pressure on yourself when there's no consistency.
Come on now. That's wisdom right there.
Because that's why y'all ass is fighting for 9th and 10th place right now. Because y'all haven't been playing consistently well all goddamn season.
Right.
So for me, you put too much pressure on yourself because now you got to fight your way into the playoffs, and then you have to try to develop a style of play that you have not been able to consistently go out and do on a night-to-night basis. Minus a few games, you're going to have over 82 game span, you're going to have lulls. You're going to have moments where you're not playing your best basketball. Shit, it just happens. But to be a 9th seed means that you ain't been playing well all year.
Right.
You ain't even been playing mediocre all year, or else you'd be 5, 6 seed. You're in 9th place in the Western Conference, which is fucking stacked. So, and to try to turn that on, you might be able to do it, which is what they did last year.
Yeah.
It's again, I don't believe that is the formula every single year. Squeak your way into the playoffs and then try to make a run at the championship. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. A little bit different roster. Again, older LeBron, and now it's not. Again, it's too much pressure when you don't have a formula for success.
Oh, okay.
Well, hope LeBron goes brazy, and then hope Anthony Davis gives you, and you can only rely on that so long, man. You can only rely on that so long.
So do you think that this is the last year for LeBron being a Laker, or does he go somewhere else?
I just seen some shit come out today. He wants to play 1 or 2 more years after they just asked him the other night. And he said, I ain't got much time left.
Yeah, so, 2 years isn't crazy.
I don't know what happens, man. I don't know what happens. If I'm just
all right, what about the Eastern Conference? Talk about the Celtics are number 1, and then we got the Bucks right there behind them.
Celtics all day.
And I think the Sixers are 8th.
Not worried about them Sixers this year.
Embiid's back, though, right?
He's out of shape.
So you're thinking it's not going to be a run at all?
No.
Is this his last year?
On his deal?
Is this his last year on his deal?
Because what look that up. I think
what would happen where, like, if you could combine Embiid and LeBron, or like some of these cats that could come together in the upcoming, you know what I mean, seasons. I wouldn't say seasons. If LeBron does one deal, like a 1 year deal.
It's not Embiid last year.
It's not?
I remember now. I don't remember his exact, but I remember it was a thing, and I don't really get into contracts and shit like that. No, not on a consistent basis at least, but I think he's stuck still.
He's stuck 1 more year?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just trying to figure
maybe with
out
an option. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Happen.
I know y'all
Where's
will if you watch this, but yeah.
Where's Woj when you need him?
Somewhere.
Wojnowski.
Somewhere. Look at that nigga's salary caps.
That nigga's salary caps.
Figuring out what they're going to try to do next year and all that other shit.
But who do you think? So you think the Celtics going to take it to the
Celtics? I still stand
Eastern
by
Conference?
Celtics out the East.
Celtics out the East. And then obviously I want to know the West too. Denver? So was rocking with Denver, it's former champions?
Clippers is not really giving me the most confidence right now. But Denver, Clippers would be my dark horse still. I'm still rocking with that. I think the Mavs is going to make a little bit more of a run than people might have thought.
The Mavericks, yeah, because Kyrie and Luka have been going on.
Yo, dynamic as fuck.
It's crazy.
Dynamic as fuck.
So I'm like, is this the year for Luka? Because once Luka starts winning, I think it's going to be hard to stop him from winning.
Well, Luka ain't winning shit this year.
You don't think so?
Hell no. No way.
Not with that roster. Even the Western Conference?
Nah, not with that roster. They not make it to the finals with that roster.
Come on.
No. I'll be surprised, I'll say.
Give him a chance.
I'll be surprised.
Because Kyrie's there.
No doubt. Kyrie's a dog.
And he can
we know
make
how
a
I feel
shot.
about Kyrie.
He can make a play.
They don't guard nobody.
Oh, yeah. It's all about defense.
They don't guard nobody.
Once the playoffs hit, it's a different game.
They don't guard anybody.
It's a different game.
Like, you can only speed the game up so much in the playoffs when everything slows down. So, I think that they don't, it's going to be a tough out for them.
Where the Suns at? I'm trying to think about the standings. Where the Suns at?
Going home.
Going home.
Nobody has faith in that roster to win the championship this year.
What happened, man? Who would have thought, man?
Listen.
You put those cats together, you would think they would be a great team, and it would the output would be great. Is it me, or is it time to say that as great as Durant is, he does not bring teams over the hump? And I'm not saying that to say he's not capable of being great on the court and all that. I'm talking about taking the team to that next. Like, is it strategy that's missing? I don't know what it is, because every time he's outside of the Warriors, he just doesn't get that team
tough to say. That's tough to say.
What is it?
Because that whole Brooklyn situation was supposed to go a lot different.
I agree with you, but it wasn't Durant's fault, but it's still on his resume as an. I don't know if it's a demerit or.
Nah, you can't do that. But that's where
would you put it?
A failed experiment.
A failed experiment.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so who?
That wasn't on KD. KD played stellar through it, and that 1 year when the toe
inches,
things might go different against a depleted roster at that point. James Harden was out. Kyrie out. So you're not rocking in the playoffs with the team that you built to make a run.
Right.
Not the same.
Injuries.
If you come up small, then you can look at the player and say you didn't get it done. Like everyone's talking about Jason Tatum for the past couple of years.
Right.
You're coming up small. You're coming up small. You're coming up small with a team to make a run.
He didn't have the team to support him.
Nah, you had the two.
But he still
you have
up.
Your top 3 players, and 2 of them are out at the most important moment.
He still showed up, though.
And then the next year after that, one of the players doesn't want to play with the other one anymore. The whole Kyrie and James Harden, that weird shit that was going on. The COVID, the vaccination, and Kyrie's all over the media. Like that shit was like I would want to get the fuck out of there too.
It was a wild year. I'll give you that.
Wild years. So we never got to see what that would have looked like at its peak.
Oh man, that'd have been crazy, man.
You know,
there's a couple games we saw and it was just like magic on the floor.
I forget what the number was, but they played like a very small amount of games together while it was all under contract with the Nets until James Harden cried his way out and left.
Sixers.
And then Kyrie ended up, they parted ways. Like, you know, that shit, they broke it up.
So are we going to look at James Harden at the end of his career and say, was it more than just a step back? Or did he really have, because there's a couple years he snapped. That was the MVP year.
How the years he snapped?
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, if it doesn't amount to anything like a chip, is it a success in terms of what the potential for James Harden could have been or should have been in the talent realm that he's in? He's in the talent realm of like top tier players, right?
You're going to fall in the category of what I said a couple weeks ago, whatever pod that was.
Charles Barkley?
Old niggas with no rings.
Charles Barkley? Yeah. Is that what it is?
Old niggas with no rings.
But is it... what I'm trying to say is...
And I put a lot of that on James, if I'm just being honest. Like, I'm sorry. I put a lot of that on James.
I have no rebuttal. You got it.
Like, this is what I ain't trying to pile it on him at this point, but, bro, you did a lot of things that cost you opportunities to win. Once he left Houston...
Yeah.
Once he left Houston,
he's been dancing around the league
did a lot of things that cost you opportunities to win. The Houston thing, I can't really fault you for because the team just wasn't good enough at that point. You're going against the Warriors in the middle of the height of their dynasty, and you know, and then Chris Paul gets injured in the playoffs. So a lot of that I can't really fault him for, you know, because he was dogging, he was doing his thing. He did come up small in a few of them games that got him put out and all that other shit, but ever since he left, then he made a bunch of moves that I'm not a fan of. I got a certain mentality as a basketball player.
Of course.
And a lot of things he's done just doesn't line up with my mentality. Every player has the right to go about their career the way they want to, but I think he cost themselves maybe 1 or 2 rings just being James Harden.
Being hard.
Yeah, you know.
Diddy.
Yeah, pause that too. But yeah, Sixers we ain't really worried about. Bucks, we're going to see. I don't think they go over the hump against the Celtics, but, you know, I think that would be the matchup that the Eastern Conference would love to see in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
Dark horse, my Knicks.
Yeah, man.
Dark horse, my Knicks. Because I think the Knicks, with the right seeding, may have a chance to get to the Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah.
I just
my
love
boy
seeing...
Jay Brunson is...
Yeah, Brunson's crazy. But what I'm going to say is I think just seeing the Knicks...
relevant again?
In playoff contention in any capacity is good for basketball.
Good to see. It is.
Like seeing the Madison Square Garden lit up with the orange and the blue. It's just wonderful.
And with the roster we got too, because it ain't like we got a bunch of fucking superstars.
Right.
We got Jay Brunson and...
That's about it, right?
Jay Brunson and whatever, and the boys, or whatever, like boys. Bob Marley and the Wailers. We got we got Jay crazy. Brunson and the rest of them.
Love.
Like, you know, Julius Randle. Hopefully he come back from his shoulder and is able to give us something. But you know, we've been winning games with that
Orange
team.
Julius,
So,
I see you.
So you know,
I'm looking forward to the playoffs as well. Yeah. I think it's just time for good basketball. I just love a good basketball game.
Right before we heat up the summer.
Day? He was mad at me because I was rooting for both teams at the same time. He was like,
"Yeah, you switching sides so crazy."
Listen,
that was an NC State game when they was playing.
Yeah, NC State versus Marquette again.
No, it wasn't Marquette.
Was it Marquette? Or who was it? No, that was Duke. Yeah. That was NC State Duke.
You were going for Duke and NC State.
I wasn't going. I like a good basketball game, right? I'm not rooting for one team over the other.
Hey man,
I just enjoy the game. Like, ooh, boy went off. Like, I just look at it like that. You ever go to like a high school game and you like one of you, maybe a cousin's high school game or something like that? You don't really know who's. It's just that you there to support. It doesn't really have no stakes in it. You ain't got money on this game, but you see some plays. Oh, that ball went off. It went crazy. That's how I look at some of these games, man. It's like I don't have a particular team that I'm rooting for. I want to see whoever's on the court. Y'all better go all in. I want to see hunger. I want to see passion. I want to see good basketball, good ball movement. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to see. And if I'm not seeing that, I'm like, I turn this off. Relax.
I feel you.
Go to bed. But if it's good games, I'm enjoying every bit of it. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with football. I have no problem with I don't root for any of these teams. After the whole, what's the name joint with taking a knee and all that, I just was like, you know what? I'm off football a little bit, right? It wasn't until the Colorado and Dion where I was like, oh, I'm actually might come on back over here.
I mean, that's college.
Again, it's different. It's different, right? So it's college. That's why I didn't feel the same level of rah-rah with it. But at the same time, with NFL, I was Giants, and then I think I was Giants back when Odell was there when I was last watching it. That's how long it's been when I was like really rooting for a team. I haven't been rooting for a team. And I've gotten to enjoy the game more because I'm not rooting for a team specifically. I mean, if my team would lose, especially in the years when Giants would get kicked out and so early, it was a heartache. I was like, my whole week was messed up.
Dumbest organization in
exactly. You see all that pain and that angst you got? You see all that anger you got right there?
Maybe not the dumbest.
Free yourself.
One of them.
Let go of that. Okay?
I'm too invested.
Love yourself. It's okay. You don't have to carry all that with you. Woosah. Free yourself of that.
Too invested, bro.
And just enjoy the game. That's it.
Nah, I enjoy. And I'm not a supporter of like super team guy. In the NBA, I don't really have a team. My heart is with the Knicks just because of hometown shit.
Yeah.
I watch NBA games and I just watch. I just like to see.
Exactly.
I like to see good ball.
Same here. So I'm not like, I can root for either team and not have any worry about.
But the rooting for is where you lost me. Because I cannot root for anybody and enjoy great competition.
What's the rooting?
One play, it came down court on Duke. I forget what happened. And he was just like, oh, yeah, do this, do that, whatever. And then as soon as he turned the ball over, he was just like, oh, yeah, NC State, this way.
It's like,
and I was like, damn.
It's like,
right.
This is what it is. I feel like I'm commentating the game. Like in real time. Right? It's like I'm
right.
It's not rooting, it's commentating. It's like I'm excited because everything is happening. I'm like, oh, go ahead. Like it's real time.
No doubt.
Right? It's like
it is real time. It's real. It's real back and forth time with you.
Some people don't like it. I understand. I get it.
I just never seen it. I was like, that's why I asked. I'm like, yo.
If you ever see me at an actual football game, like I literally, every time there's an opportunity to yell and scream, I do it. It could be somebody scoring a touchdown on the opposite team. I'm like, yeah, and then it's the team that everybody. I'm sitting in a section where everybody at. And his team scores, and I go, yeah. And I'm like, wait, wasn't you just screaming for the other team?
Yeah, bro.
I just enjoy the excitement of the game.
You got a lot of explaining to do, a lot of sports events.
I enjoy the excitement of the game. There's no beef here. Yeah. There's no anger here. Some of y'all got to let go of that, man.
Yeah, people take it
Free
personal.
yourself for that. Free yourself,
people
man.
Take it personal, man. That's all I'm saying.
You know, that's crazy.
Not me, but I was just like, all right, we done sports this thing out a lot, man. We're going to lose the ladies.
I know, right?
Ladies, if you made it this far in the episode,
come on back, ladies.
We might not have shit else for you anyway. So
I got a quote for him. I got a quote for him.
Quote?
I got a quote for him.
It's quote time already?
Unless you got something else you want to talk about.
Oh, I thought you wanted to get to your boy and then, your boy, Champagne Boppy.
This guy. Well, here's the thing. We talked about basketball. We talked about sports. We can tie it in with what happened with LeBron.
Go ahead.
LeBron
you set
was
that
on
one
the
up.
court.
You got it.
LeBron was on the court practicing for the game, and DJ played like that into the stadium, and your boy was singing along. Not only was your boy singing along, he was actually singing the right lyrics. You know, sometimes LeBron be missing the lyrics. He was singing the right lyrics.
LeBron, the ultimate hip-hop fan.
On the Kendrick Lamar verse, and then your boy Champagne Poppy sees it and likes the post. It was on somebody else. He likes the post.
Hot take, y'all. At I Am Waldo Black thinks that LeBron is off Drake and he's siding with Future and them.
Not only that,
Future,
LeBron
and them, and
LeBron doesn't care about what Drake thinks. and he doesn't. He's in playoff mode. He doesn't care about anything going on with that beef. He's doing him. He's doing GOAT things. He don't care about no damn Drake beef. Listen, Drake, if you're upset, you need to calm down. You can't go against the world because you're gonna lose. There's too many people that you would have to fight in order to fight LeBron James and the entire legacy he's built, all off of one song he's singing. And stop it. You're being petty. You're being petty, and you know it. And you need.
Drake got a lot of petty in him, man.
Anita Max Win. You need to calm down, Anita.
Drake got a lot of petty in him.
Anita, you need to calm down. It's okay. Listen, you already done said what you needed to say. Right? Can't no man see you and nobody. You 10 toes down. You don't look very 10 toes.
My back is up.
You look like you might be 10 toes down, but you're on your tiptoes. Yeah, you're on your tippy toes. Right? Look like you reaching for the top shelf or the top cupboard in the kitchen. You're on your tippy toes when you act like that. Calm down. Let's not be petty. Right? Let's move as men that are aware of their greatness. And if you're aware of your greatness, you don't need to be feeding into the bull. Like, stop. It looks bad on you, especially as someone I'm putting you top tier in the GOAT debate, and you showing out like this.
He making you look bad.
You're not making it easy for me.
I'm out here
defending you, and niggas is like, what you mean, Drake? Da, 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 da. I'm like, yeah, but he speaks to the body. Penis? I'm like, yo, chill. Hey, yo. No, but seriously, on some real, Drake, if you got him, this is a PSA to Drake. If you do not do anything else, stop feeding into the bull and focus on being the greatness that you've already proclaimed that you are, and operate as such. If you lessen yourself by going into the stadium and yelling on the microphone and commenting on Instagram posts, you're diminishing the level of greatness that you are. That's why you have Party Next Door dropping an album right now. If you're smart, you hop a feature on that and make that album push so that you can continue to let your team eat. That's what you've built, a legacy and a team of OVO hitters. Keep doing that instead of trying to get into because you're a singer. You are a singing nigga. Sing, nigga.
Hey, man.
I'm done. That was my soapbox. I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying. I had to get off I'm just saying. I had to get it out because I'm tired of it. I can't defend this grown ass man, man.
But check the tape, bro. I told you this was gonna happen.
Oh, I mean, I knew it too, but that's why I was like,
and I told you, niggas ain't trying to hear that shit no more. That's why I'm off of it, just because, bro, like, you doing corny shit, like. And
it's like it's not just
that he's worried about fight. He got to fight off carpal tunnel as much fucking typing and all that shit as he's doing right now. Like, that shit to me.
Bars. Talk about bars.
Like,
Here's the thing. I have absolute faith that there's 90 songs on tuck somewhere that if he wants to, when he wants to, he can drop a summer smash and have us all dancing and forgetting about this whole beef. I have absolute faith in the team of the product that is Drake. Because at the same time, if I need a one dance, if he does a part 2 of that album, of the what's that the one he was sitting on the top in Views. If he does Views 2 and it's nothing but smash.
Views wasn't even fire like that.
Okay, that's fine. It was everywhere in terms of global. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Global attention. If he does Work in any of those type of songs that makes us have a good time, we will be forgetting about the beef and just focusing on having a good time. And that's where his strong suit is. That's where he's able to maximize his claim to GOATness, is when he makes us dance and have fun, or driving around in the car and be sad over the girl. And that part of my life, I'm done with. I don't need that music anymore. So if I want to go listen to Take Care, I can listen to it and get nostalgia, but I don't need that. I need to have fun. Drake, what are you doing for me that's fun, right? You want to do another Nice for What type John? You want to do something like that? I'm open to that too. But don't come over here with the rah-rah. I don't look for you for that. I don't look for you for rah-rah. So go somewhere else. Do something else and have fun with your career. You're goated for what you've done. You don't need to go back into the mud. You're clean. You're squeaky clean. You're giving out millions of dollars to people for what's the one joint he did? The God one? God's Plan. For God's Plan, he was giving out money to college kids and all this stuff. He's a good guy, and he's trying to masquerade as a thug, and it doesn't look cool. You can't go, Anita Max Win, paint your fingernails, and then talking about, I'm ready to shoot for the dogs. Like, it's just not going to work for me.
That's why people are tired of it. Right. All that shit that you just said is why people is all Drake.
And that's what I'm trying to appeal to him. And this is a PS. Listen, still PSA to Drake. Just focus on what you're great at. Don't let them drag you into this. You're not that. It's okay to not be that.
But he's been portraying that. So if you think he about to stop now, I think he should. Hard pressed.
I think he should go.
You hard pressed. And I don't agree with what you just said. If I'm just being honest, if Drake tries to come out with another smash, we're all just gonna forget about this.
You don't think so?
Hell, fucking no. Not right now. Hell no. I think if Drake does not actually address this situation in one way or another, it's gonna be a hard next 12 months for Drake before he can drop anything and then have the masses be like that behind him and all of that other shit, bro. You got to win the people back. You losing right now. You winning monetarily, you winning in all facets of life and all of the other shit. You're losing in public persona right now, Drake. And I don't think it's just a thing where you drop a hit and then everybody else forgets about that shit. This shit is different. Like, this shit feels different than any other situation that Drake has been under.
I don't agree with that. Here's
the level of scrutiny that he's been going through and he's always go through scrutiny, but in direct like reference to this situation, people don't want to hear shit Drake got to say. And this is multiple people and multiple platforms, multiple outlets. I ain't going to shout all y'all out just talking about, bro, you're corny for texting and typing and all that shit on the internet.
Right.
Fucking respond. Like, and as you can respond in your own time, you can do all that other shit. That's fine. But don't nobody want to hear that shit right now. This is why Drake could never be Hov. And I always said this, always. He could never be Hov. He could never be Hov. Never. Never. One, Hov don't type tweet unless he fucking pop out to do like some shit that's gonna stop the internet for a second, like put out his favorite artist or something like that. Other than that, he gonna go the fuck away. Even all throughout Jay's career, and social media wasn't as prevalent then as it is now, but anytime Hov had issues or anything with anybody, he not talking.
It's a different era, though, bro. That's not a fair. That's not a fair comparison. But
still, the same principles apply. It's like an art of war situation when it comes to like Hov. Like, bro, I'm gonna keep silent just so nobody can make you think you really affecting what I'm doing that much.
Okay.
Because there is a mystique in like warfare and battle and all that other shit to say like, all right, bro, I'm not really thinking about you. But when you so reactive to everything that goes on the fucking internet, with your name in it, with you involved in it, with you attached to it, like you liking the pic of LeBron singing a song that the niggas dissing you on. Like, you liking it to create some level of, oh, Drake like this, ha ha ha, he sees it, y'all, da da da, whatever. You know he don't really actually fuck with LeBron singing the song that, you know, does he actually fuck with LeBron for real? I don't know what their relationship is. Look cute on the internet and all that other shit when they just, oh yeah, Drake, that's my man, and da-da-da, whatever. And like that shit is cool, but I don't know their real relationship. But I know he's not a fan of LeBron singing a song when niggas is kicking his back in and then he got to deal with the internet pressure and all that shit. But he's responding to it. He's reacting to it. Hov does not do that. He reacts to some shit when he wants to react to it. And again, take your time and put out shit. It's been disses when people came at Hov and he took maybe like a year or two to respond. But throughout that time, you ain't going to hear shit from him. Until I'm ready to put out music, I'm ready to respond, and I'm not feeding into the internet hype. So this is why Drake could never be someone like Hov, because he's too sensitive and too reactive.
I agree with that.
Go cry on your own. Go get mad on your own.
Cry on your own. That's crazy.
The whole world don't need to see, because all the shit you putting out is like, we could see through that shit, bro. It's bothering you so much when you got to always respond like, oh, it's not bothering me. It's not bothering me. It's not bothering me. I don't care about none of this shit. Bro, shut the fuck up and do what you got to do. That's when people are like, oh, well, I got nothing to talk about now. When you keep feeding into the fire by doing little stupid petty shit that makes people like, oh, look at this now. Drake did this now. Drake wrote another post talking about, oh, they're their own worst enemies and they'd rather fight me and all that other shit. Like, bro, just don't nobody want to hear that. If you're not going to directly respond to the situation, then why do we got a bunch of tweets and internet shit? In an internet era, it's like just creating engagement to keep yourself in the cycle.
He's definitely in the cycle.
Like you create engagement to keep yourself in the cycle, but everybody's like, bro, where's the song? Where's the song?
Right.
When you gonna drop the song?
Yeah.
Like, when is the disc coming? So either stay low, do what you gotta do. I know he's on tour right, and that's what I'm saying. Yeah. This is why he could never be Hove. This is why I'm tired of it coming from an era. Is
Hove what he's trying to be, though?
No, but when you get into the conflict game, the beef game, all of the other shit, to me, that's where a lot of real niggas and all the other shit, they disconnect from that because it's like, bro, you doing like, real niggas don't tweet, bro.
Real niggas don't sing bachata either. I'm just giving you the real.
It's some real niggas that sing bachata.
Like, real nigga you know sing bachata?
I don't know, but I'm saying, I'm sure it's a nigga that sing bachata that would give you the business if he needed to, like that type of shit. I'm saying, like, I'm just saying the song, the type of music he does not make is not indicative of the person he is morals at his core. Like, you could be a real nigga and sing. Like R&B singers and some niggas just like they move like you can be a real nigga and sing.
I'm not saying that's not the case.
I'm just saying the reactiveness shows a level to me of insecurity about your position in the whole thing that's going on with your name revolving around it.
Drake,
and that's where you lose.
You are portraying yourself.
That's where you lose
poorly. If we're trying to measure him on the metric of a rapper, yes, then he is not adhering to the rules of hip hop set in stone historically by other hip hop artists like Jay, Big, Pac, and all those that came before them, and keep the legacy going. If he's following that template or that format, he is not adhering to those rules. And I give you that. I'll yield that. But at the same token, if you're looking at Drake and he can't be like Hove, I don't think Hove could be like Drake.
No. But when it comes to this type of shit, it's a different thing.
What is it?
It's a different level of, again, calculated, whether it be, it's just a calculated way to engage in conflict in the rap game.
And he's not playing that game.
So get out of it.
So, no, but
get out of the game.
The game he's playing, he can stay in, and because he's been in it for, what, over 10, maybe 12 years?
But now he's losing this game.
But what is he losing?
The respect of the people.
Of which people? That's where it comes in the key.
The people that he's caring so much to respond about.
I don't know if he cares.
I don't know if I said that.
Yeah, I don't know if he cares. That's what I'm saying. Like, because this is when it really comes down to the meat and potatoes. When we look at Drake,
you look soft. I'm just saying that
we already have the allegations of him having his rhymes written by others.
Sure.
We already have the historical Pusha T where he caught the L. Right now, he's at another turning point where he's then again being thrusted into a beef where he has to quote unquote defend himself. He didn't defend himself about Pusha T.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. He went back and forth with Pusha until Jay Prince said, yo, y'all got to shut it down. And it was more than one record.
To me, it was the story Adidon stopped that whole thing.
Yes.
So it was like, ooh, 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 and that was over.
Yes.
To me, that is...
Because before Story Adidon, it was the Duppy freestyle, yes, I do which led to... So, like...
But what I'm trying to say is...
That was a back and forth.
It was a back... It was a one. It was a back from Duppy to going back to him. Then Story Adidon dropped, and then it was over.
Right.
To me, that's not a response. After that, you got quiet on that.
He did not get quiet in throwing subliminal shots because, again, going back to For All the Dogs and going back to Her Loss, there was subliminal shots at Pusha on that. Both of those albums.
And Kendrick, too.
Right.
So what we're talking about is he figured out that he can't go to war. He has to move like a shinobi. He has to sneak diss. He has to be meticulous in his approach because a head-to-head fight with these individuals he can't get into. And his status and his level and his maneuverability, he doesn't have it.
Sure.
So he's now moving like a sniper on the battlefield versus moving as heavy artillery.
I mean, I feel you, but my point to counter that is that going back to my whole point, Hov done a lot of sneak dissing on records. Well, I'm not addressing you directly. The thing that stopped that whole him and Pusha T shit was street shit. Like, Jay Prince stepped in and said, yo, y'all got to chill because this shit is getting a little too, you know.
Right.
And in rap and war and beef and all that shit, it get like that.
It does.
So Big Homie stepped in to say, like, yo, we got to shut this shit down. Shit getting a little too, you know, we want everybody to eat. We want everybody to be, so we got to find out a different way to go about this because it might lead into some shit where we reading back in the papers and then we sad that somebody not here no more.
Exactly.
Because nobody really wants that
nobody
off
wants
of rap shit. So going back to that, it was a back and forth, and he was trying to engage in the back and forth and that until some shit stopped. If that doesn't happen with Jay, the whole like, all right, we got to ceasefire this whole situation. I don't know if there's another response to
who knows.
Who knows? But end of the day, it's just the reactivity. You can sneak this all day on record. Again, Hov is one of the kings of that.
Yep.
Throughout Hov's career, he's done it a lot of sneak dissing by motherfuckers he's been beefing with on record. He's definitely done direct. He's definitely been a part of that kind of style as well. But he's also, I bet, I'm going to wait a year, I'm going to drop a shot or two on this verse. Oh, I'm writing an album, I'm thinking about this nigga now. Let me throw a line or two about this nigga from this shit that happened 2 years ago into the song. So the people is like, ooh, like that, you know, which Drake also does. But I'm just saying the internet shit is where I lose. Like, he loses me with the internet shit because it's corny. It's like, it's a show for attention. That's what that internet shit is.
It's a different
era.
And
I know, and that's why I can't get down with this era. So him being a part of all of that shit to say like, yo, like I'm making my comments and I'm on stage shouting and all that shit, but I'm not going to drop the record right now. Bro, shut the fuck up and do your show. The whole shit on stage, I understand. That's right after just your next show after that. So,
so you wanted to
it's
talk
a different
shit,
thing. I'm not going as I'm 10 toes down, my back is straight or whatever. I would have made it like that. Oh, I know y'all expecting me to say some shit about this nigga. I'll get to that later. Yo, DJ, drop that. We moving forward. I'm saying when you sitting there yelling and poking out your chest, it's like you got to go big bravado knowing the world is on your back right now. So to me, it's just the responsiveness. It shows a different character that I don't like. The shit that I champion and respect is either direct, and we're going to go back and forth until one of us win and one of us lose, and we're going to let whoever's the deciding factor, whether it's the people all that other shit, make that call, or I'm going to shut up. I'm going to keep it real G's moving silence like lasagna. Like that shit. Shout to Wayne. I'm going to move in silence.
That's his camp.
When I want to get my shots off, I'm going to get my shots off. But I'm not doing all this internet. I'm jumping out here. And I guess the difference would have been maybe like radio or some shit back in the day with the internet, you know, or something like that. All that shit, which has happened.
Hop
but
on
again,
Angie Martinez.
But for me, it's like, bro, just put the fucking phone down or drop the record. Put the phone down or drop the record. Either one, because if you put the phone down, then I'm cool with that. Because do what you got to do. Go on tour, get your money, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Or drop the record so people can say, all right, he went back at him, and then we can make the call from there. You trying to win the people over with this, like the tweets and all the other shit. Like, bro, don't nobody give a fuck about that right now.
Right.
Drop the record or put the phone down, one or the other. You trying to do both?
It's not going to work.
Maybe teasing that something's coming, maybe not. Like, it ain't going to work like that. That's where you put the pressure on yourself. All the eyes is on you, bro. And I know you trying to keep yourself in the media cycle by doing all the little petty shit online because you know anything that you do as Drake is going to get picked up by whatever blog.
It really is like that, though.
So come on, man. This is different. This is like lyrical warfare. We want to hear that, or we want to see you put the phone down. Because you're not about to fight Kendrick. It's not like you're about to meet in the streets with like the Future shit. I don't know. That shit might, that's a little different. It's some real, you know, that type of shit.
I would love to see that. Drake and Kendrick Lamar box. Who you got in that?
I don't know. I don't know what these niggas' hands is like for real. I ain't got enough.
Yeah, I'm just curious, like, to see how, because Drake got the length. Pause.
Gotta watch that.
I said it quick though. I said it quick.
Watch that.
But I'm talking about, like, you know what I mean, jab. He's taller.
What you're saying.
You know what I mean? But I don't know. I feel like Kendrick got hands. I feel like he can throw his hands like a lot better.
Kendrick been stomped out in front of his mama, so
I've been stomped out in front of my mama.
So you know he probably got squabbles now from that old situations. I don't know.
No, nonetheless.
Either way, my stance is get off the phone and drop the record.
Like, get off the phone.
Get off the phone and drop the record. One or the other. Until the record drops, or you just like, all right, fuck it, I'm gonna just let this shit breathe over and then do my thing, then cool. But put the phone down. Because that's you just keep the fire going. And if you want to feed into it, which he's trying to do, I think that's the smartest play is to put a little feature on Party Next Door drops April 26th. Yeah, sure.
So maybe do a little feature, make it take a sneak diss on the album. That goes up in numbers. Everybody wins.
All right, but put the phone down until then.
Put the phone down.
Put the phone down until then, bro.
Till 26. We'll see.
Put the phone down until then. Go on, do your thing on tour, do your shows, and then let it rock. That album cover is crazy.
Yo, you seen that?
Wow.
Why?
Wow.
What was going on there?
Hey man, listen.
Wild.
Expression, art.
Art.
Definitely the art.
That was a wild one. I was like, what?
He tried to speak to the bodies.
Stop. All right, let's get out of here.
To the body.
You over there snapping.
Speak to the body. I'm telling y'all.
I got something for Drake. This one's for Drake. This is a great quote.
Give him something, man.
I think this is going to be important
here
for Drake and for everybody listening. This is good for y'all too. This is a good quote. All right, listen up. As long as you love yourself, who cares what anyone else thinks? As long as you love yourself, who cares what anyone else thinks? You know who said that?
Nah, I don't.
Coco Gauff.
Shout out to Coco.
Shouts to Coco.
That's simple and sweet.
Appreciate that. Yeah, simple, sweet, man.
Simple and sweet.
That's definitely the one I wanted to go with today for the quote of the day, especially speaking about all that Drake stuff.
There we go. Quote of the day. Love yourself, Drake.
Yeah, facts. Which is crazy because isn't that a Kendrick song?
Kendrick got a song, I Love Myself. I was just thinking about that as soon as I said it. Listen, man.
That's all it's about,
the
baby.
Plot thickens.
Yes,
the plot
it does.
Thickens out here. I bet. We did enough. I'm sorry I went too heavy on Drake right there. I know the internet, you know.
We'll see what happens.
They piling it on my boy. But again, so that's how I feel. We got a lot of good content off today. Excited for the next few weeks of basketball. And that's it, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Hoop time.
Yes, sir.
Hoop time. So with that said, we're going to wrap up episode 8 right there. The EFS podcast for self-starters and those willing to make the most out of any situation. We're going to drop this thing and keep it rolling from there. So appreciate y'all spending some time with us. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. Download on the platforms with the audio, video. Keep running up these streams, and again, subscribe. Get these subscribers going, and we'll be back at y'all with another one very soon. EFS podcast episode 8 out of here. Peace.